Hello and welcome to our DPM Academy series, What's New in DPM? This video is going to focus on the new features we have that are going to be available in our June 2024 release, which is compatible with Washington and then Xanadu. And my name is Caitlin Morse. I am the product manager for digital portfolio management. We have three key features that we want to highlight. The first is our new DPM Admin Center workspace. We also have a unified CI map integration, which is replacing our existing relationship map. And then we've also introduced KPI descriptions. So we're going to first talk about the DPM Admin Center. Users that have the DPM admin role, in addition to the system admin, will be able to access the Admin Center. And it's a way to centralize all of our getting started information, as well as the steps for how to get started and different resources that are available to enable the implementation process. We've also brought all of our settings over into that workspace as well to really improve the user experience. Okay, so now that we're in the instance, the way to access the DPM Admin Center is to search for either DPM or Digital Portfolio Management. You will find it here. We'll start with the Overview tab. There are two main pages in the DPM Admin Center. We have our Overview tab and our Settings tab. The Overview is intended to provide access to a couple of key resources. We also include a few frequently asked questions, as well as links to other places in the platform that you can take action to help do the setup. And then we have this initial setup flow. So the intention of this is to help understand the data that you have in your instance and what to do with it. We'll go through what that actually looks like. But the other thing I want to call out is that as part of our MVP, we're solving for being able to set up services. Coming in our August release is going to be the workflows for business applications and for application services. So we will be building this out as we go. So jumping into the services flow, what you'll see here is a high-level list of steps. This walks through the different aspects of your service and the different data points that we highlight in the DPM workspace. You can see here that the first step is to identify the services that you have. So here you can see the results of your business and your technical services. You can also see which ones are more ready for DPM and which ones are not. So this means that the services have offerings, which are critical components of the service data model that we support in the workspace. These drill down, so you can go to the list view and view which of those are compliant, and you can also view the ones that are not. Now, if you don't have any services, if you're seeing empty states, we do have links to take you to the tables that you can go ahead and build out your services, as well as additional documentation and information to help understand how to do that. And then we do also have this link to Service Builder. This will be available if you do have Service Builder installed. The next step is to look at the portfolios you have. So one of the things that we show in digital portfolio management is your enterprise portfolio views of different types, one of them being service portfolios. So this is showing which service portfolios you have in your portfolio table. You can go and view them and actually see how those portfolios are structured. You can also actually go directly into DPM and view your service portfolios, or you can learn more. Again, if this is empty, we have places to go to actually build out those portfolios. And we also indicate which role you will need in order to do that, to take that action. Now we get into some of the service specific data. So in this instance, you can see that everything looks ready. What we're doing is we're telling you what data is related to your services, and then whether or not that looks good or not. So really for DPM to get started, all you need to have is a single service that has relationships to something, because then you can start to visualize that in the workspace and continue to build it out. If you don't have the plugins, or if this is empty, if you're seeing empty spaces, what we do is we give suggestions on what to do. The main suggestions are around hiding the tabs in the workspace or the specific related content. So for example, if you don't have any planning data and you're seeing empty states and or the plugins have not been installed, what you can do is you can actually go, we will tell you, we suggest you hide the plan tab. And so you can actually go to the settings and go to take that action. And I'll show you what that looks like. In this case, because the data is looking good, we can move to the next step. We're doing the same thing now for build. We're telling you that you have projects that are related, you have continual improvement initiatives, you have changes that are related to your service offering. So things are looking good. And the same thing applies here for what happened on the plan tab. For the KPI group step, now this is where you can start to see additional data. This all is not required. So for this example, you can see that we don't have any problems that are related to the service offering. And so when we start to look down at the different KPI groups that are available, we can see that there are problems that we could, a KPI group that includes problem-related data, we would not want to map that KPI group because we don't have the data available. But since we do have incident data, outages, requests, and changes, that's all fair game. So for instance, I can see here incidents. I'm going to go ahead and map that KPI group to a service offering. So here we can see different services and offerings that we could go ahead and map that KPI group to. If there's a specific service offering you want to start to map the data, again, you can click on any of those widgets and find specific services or offerings to focus on. For the purposes of this demo, I'll just show you how easy it is. Another big request that we've gotten is the ability to map a KPI group to multiple things. And so what you can see here is I could click on this and it would map to every offering I have in the table. I'm not going to do that at this very moment, but that is now a feature that is available with this new UI. And then if we go to the final step, this is where we suggest different next steps. So now that you've kind of gone through the process, what you can do is you can, access these PA jobs that we have that will start to populate the KPI data. From this step up here, we also have places that you can go to build out additional data or actually go and view the settings. And so actually, let's do that. Let's go and look at what our settings pages look like. So here you can see that we've created high-level pages with subpages to include all of the different system properties that are available for each lifecycle tab. And we've done that for business applications and application services as well, and in including KPI groups and DevOps properties. So here you can see the plan tab, everything is being shown. Which that means everything can be shown in the workspace. In the first example I talked about with the planning data, if you do not have any planning data, or if you're not ready to start to show, maybe you do have the data, but it's not mapped to your service offerings or your services, you can easily click this toggle. You'll notice that these become read-only because now this whole tab is going to be hidden from the view. And I'll go and show you what that looks like in the workspace. It works instantly. The other nice thing is we have links, I should say, that you can click to view helpful resources to make decisions about how to prepare your data and make decisions on what to show and what to hide at this time. And then we also have answers to frequently asked questions to help you make decisions about how to configure the workspace. And so then really quickly, I'm going to hop into DPM and we're going to go look at an example service, and you can see the plan tab is now hidden. So that is a really nice enhancement that we've made to improve the user experience and bring all the data together in one place. And then again, just as a reminder, this admin center is available for users with the DPM admin role. All right, so our next feature that we're going to highlight is the unified CI map. Users with the DPM manager role will be able to access the unified CI map from any service or application page, as well as different links from the home page as well. We replaced our existing relationship map with this new unified CI map. And this was by popular demand. So we got tons of feedback about really liking the relationship map view. However, it didn't include all the different relationships and go all the way into the details of the individual CIs that actually make up the service or application. And so with this enhancement, there's full flexibility in viewing those relationships. Okay, so here you can see we are looking at a business application. In this case, for it's IT service management, and we have this view relationships. When we select that button, now you will see the integrated node map view. So this should look different than what we showed before. Here you have the full controls that the unified map provides. You can update the levels. By default, we start with 2. You can also see the different pieces of information about the selected CI, and then this basically all the interactions are in alignment with the unified CI map. The one, I should say maybe 2 things that we did modify. We have added this contacts tab. And so this is specific, that's coming from the original DPM map. This contacts will work on the different nodes if they do have individual contacts. So if I were to then go ahead and select this, you could start to see contacts for any of the different CIs. The other thing we did was we pulled in this current issues tab, which was from our original map. This works for the CIs that are integral to DPM, which means the business application, the application services, and then the business and technical services and offerings. So this is what you will see for those particular entities, and it is aligned with our needs attention feature. So there will be consistency between what you're seeing in the DPM needs attention and what's being shown in these current issues. And the final feature that we'll highlight today are the KPI descriptions. So users with the DPM admin role can view and modify the descriptions. These are automatically populated. We created a script that will build the description based on the indicator source, and other types of information that make up the KPI. That can be modified, but we do give you a starting point, which I think is really nice. And then users with the DPM manager role will be able to view those descriptions in the workspace to better understand how those KPIs are being calculated. Okay, so here you can see we are looking at a KPI record. This KPI is called number of new incidents. You'll notice that we have this new description field. So that is something that's new and added with this feature. And you can also see the automatically created description for this particular indicator. So you can see that the way that this description is crafted is by providing the name of the KPI, talking about whether the KPI is showing the latest score versus the average or sum. And it's also providing information about the indicator source to help provide a complete picture of what is driving the results that the end user is seeing. So this description is what will be displayed in the DPM workspace. And then if we flip back over to the DPM workspace, you'll see that we have this icon that's been added to every KPI. And when that KPI is selected, you will be able to see the description that was generated or that was modified by the end user. So this is, again, a way for the user to understand exactly how the metric is being calculated and what is driving the result. All right, well, that wraps up our review of the What's New in June 2024 release. Again, we covered the new Admin Center workspace, our integration with the unified CI map, and the KPI descriptions. Thanks so much.